Hello strangelings, welcome back to my parlor. Of course, it's a warm one today. I try to restrain from talking too much about the weather on my other two channels because a lot of that is pre-recorded stuff, but the weather today is, so warm. So warm. I know you guys saw me brew a cold tea. I did not use the hot water today. And I have a coffee in my mug. I know. To be honest, I've been craving coffee lately. I haven't had a coffee in a couple weeks. And I've been craving it. So, I might have to actually stand up today. Because these are getting low enough. I'm going to try not to clear my throat too much, guys. I haven't had a lot of expectorant today. So I've got some junk in my throat. The air quality around here has been pretty bad lately, as it usually seems to be during the summer. So, yeah, I just got a lot of crap in my throat, so I apologize, guys, but I'm going to try to work around it well enough. Oh, there's a little bit more heat here. Oops. I seem to have left some gunk from the last incense. Oh no. Hold on, guys. Let me clean that off. As you can probably see behind me, I've got such a mess at my sewing machine because I've been sewing lately. Sewing quite a bit, actually. Oh, good. That thumb was going to have a little bit of incense tar at the end of it. Oh, well. Oh, well. You all know I gotta get my incense going because I gotta have a good scent around here. I know there's spiritualists out there and they like to think that that has something to do with anything, but I'm not. Y'all know I'm not. I'm a bohemian gypsy. I'm kind of anti-mysticism, really. Okay, now I'm going to mute this, shake this, and hopefully remember to unmute before I start talking again, guys. All right, looks like we got all three of them. And I did forget to unmute when I said glasses off, but I'm sure you guys are fine with it. So it looks like we have, for our beads, for clarification, we have an M. Let me look real quick. This M is a nice foresty green M. I'm not sure which one landed first. We have a number 1. And I know it looks like it's an I, but the silver round ones are all number. And we have a round X. M, X, and 1. And then we have these two little faux diamonds here. So, two faux diamonds, a forest green M, 1, and a round X. Okay, and it is a bugger of a day for the heat, let me tell you. It really is. Oh, my flowers got a little pushed over, sorry. My calla lilies and my tiger lilies are kind of mixed together there. And if that wasn't a I instead of a 1, it'd spell mix. Okay. I can't fan myself forever, guys, because I got to read these cards for you. We'll make sure they're not upside down. Okay. And in case you guys are wondering, I am not that person who would be like, well, I don't read my cards upside down. No, it's just I set them in their uniform standard right side up. They want to come out upside down, they have every right to. And with this particular reading, the first part of the reading where I use just the regular tarot, if they wanted to pop out on me, you know, it's got a particular meaning, of course. But I haven't had any pop out when I'm shuffling like this for a long time. So, and yes, guys, I've had some cards so insistent on being read that they popped out on me like that. I have. Now, of course, I have people in the world, multiple people in the world, actually. One that has stayed in my life to this day, but I've had multiple people in the world call me their oracle, and you can ask them. They've seen all kinds of things with my cards. There's a reason why they call me their oracle. I mean, they also say I'm extremely accurate, so I don't know. And I have read for all kinds of people. I, of course, have not read for anybody who's really rich or famous or royal or anything like that. I've never read for any, like, spiritual leaders. Nothing like that. But I have read for, you know, older folks, younger folks, people who have things going on in their life, people who have a cherry life. I've read for people who had extraordinarily fantastical readings, and I have read for people who have had literally nothing going on. I've read for uber spiritualists, and I've read for atheists, and everything in between. Statistical algorithms, guys. Remember, it's statistical algorithms in my head. These cards are not wanting to shuffle today. I'm going to try one more time. They're really not wanting to shuffle in today, and I don't know why. There we go. Alright, that was a decent shuffle, so I'm going to get one more decent shuffle in, hopefully, and then we'll go ahead and split these and read. Now, guys, this is for, or pertaining to, someone who has these factors in their life: green, forest green, M, 1, round X, couple faux diamonds. That's supposed to clarify. Hopefully it does. All right, let's start. 2, 3. Okay. Interesting. So, quadrant today. Quadrant. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce that word, to be honest with you guys. I'll have to look it up. If you guys ever read the tarot instruction book, of course, they're talking about the quadrant, or quadrants, or whatever, however you pronounce it. I believe it's quadrant. As the principal person who is being read for. You got to remember when this style deck, sorry guys, hold on, let me camera. When this style deck came out, originally, it came out as a card game, in fact. The idea was you were telling each other stories, and people were happening to notice that just like when the gypsies did it, they seem to match up to things that might actually happen here, there, and the other place. Basically more often than not. So, yeah. So the quadrant that we are talking to today. You started off as somebody who had a small abundance in resources. You had enough to get by. And it almost seemed as if fate had a tendency to hand you even more resources here and there when you needed them. But there was something so dissatisfying in your life that this was not enough for you. So you made a move in your life. I don't know if this is a move for a job or a move location. Could be both. Could be moving out of a relationship, but you made a significant move in your life. And that significant move in your life brought you to this position of being a creative, a creator, somebody who's creating their abundance. And this is more of a material abundance, you may note. But this material abundance came through quite a hardship in your move, whatever that was. So this is where you're at today. You're at the position of creating your abundance. And it would seem that there was important people or things you brought with you, but it doesn't seem like these are a part of the abundance you are creating for yourself. So now, okay. Interesting. Now, of course, I'm not here to judge, guys. I'm not here to judge. Everyone makes mistakes. Everybody does things that they really shouldn't necessarily do, and they sometimes know it. But, you know, these things happen. But it would seem, according to my cards here, that, in fact, you're creating your abundance, but your creation of abundance is not going to bring you back to where you wanted to be when you were here. It's not. What your creation of abundance will do is bring in a change. And not like your move. Your move was a change, yes, and it was possibly an action that got you in a much better place to be able to do this, but it's not the only change that the fates have in store for you. You have a major change coming. The Pale Rider, as every tarotist will tell you, the Pale Rider here, he is not really just death, because death always brings change, whether it's to you or to those you hold dear. Now, this change seems to be possibly calling attention to previous bad behavior, or this change is going to bring something that is really bad behavior and you maybe don't recognize it, or perhaps you do. Perhaps you recognize it for what it is and you just go ahead and engage in it anyway because it seems fun. I don't know. But the world brings you many a splendid things, many a splendid things. But many a splendid things does not always mean good, splendid things. So, whatever has happened, there is a judgment being called upon here. Someone is calling judgment. And there's going to be a lot of bruised egos. There's going to be a lot of hurt feelings. There's going to be a lot of remembering the duties you forgot. Today, what really stands out is how beat up he really is. I mean, he's got a bandage on his head. And yes, those could be rolled up sleeves, but those are rolled up sleeves because he's getting to work, which is something that he hasn't been doing. By the look on his face, he's been told off. Today, that's what it feels like. So it looks like you are creating your abundance now, but something in the works at the moment is bringing a great change. And that great change may bring you the entire world, but it may also bring you the judgment that the entire world has to offer for possibly bad behaviors and such. And the most likely scenario I see is that you have or will be behaving somewhat badly, and this is going to get you some judgment that puts you in a very emotionally, psychologically upset state. So, yes. There's that. Like I said, no judgments, but we do sometimes bring on our own issues. What can we say? So, alright, not every read can be happy, sunshiny, guys. Not every read can have a good outcome. Not all of us have earned a good outcome in our lives. Between our actions, which give us karmic justice, and I know that sounds weird coming from an atheist, but karmic justice is kind of like, statistically, sometimes things roll back at us. Essentially, that's what karmic justice is our shit rolling back down the hill at us. And sometimes it's pleasant and sometimes it's not. But we gotta take our licks. I mean, what do they say? Don't commit the crime if you can't do the time. For all intents and purposes, though, the person I'm talking to here, you are currently in a mode of creating your abundance. So, everything is avoidable when it comes to future predicting. Everything. I'll be making a video on lead, on Lady Emery Draven, where I talk about it, but yeah, everything, guys, Time flows like a river. If you think of time like a tree sitting on its side in space, and then you personally are sitting on that center bark of that space tree. Time flows behind you in branches where the roots are. Time flows in front of you in branches where the actual limbs are. And there are so many paths that if you could shrink yourself, you could walk down. Now, of course, when it's in the earth, the dirt is in your way to go back. But you still have all the options to go forward in. So even a choice as simple as oatmeal versus cereal for breakfast can change things dramatically. I think I've shuffled the Gypsy Witch cards to death now, so let's go ahead and start tossing. I'm not going to go over the rules for this. Y'all know. If you don't, well, you haven't been paying attention. You haven't checked out my other videos yet on this channel. Okay, come on. Well, that's all three right there. What the... I'm not actually going to take these for this read because I prefer them to fall out. And, I mean, that can easily happen with just me not going far enough to throw the cards. So, but the rose indicates regular beauty, health. The lily foretells of happy life, but family sorrows, if surrounded by clouds. Laying above the person signifies virtuous life. The rod near predicts family quarrel, distant. Precurity. Let me shuffle just one more time. I think it's honestly the weather because as you can see, I'm trying to do my normal toss and it's coming down in clumps. It's sticky today, so I'm sure that these cards are having quite the time. Okay, there's one. Number 7 is the first one. This all goes by random chance, guys. That is way too much, but I will take this one. I will take this one. Oh, that's not a number 7. There's a couple there. There we go. Well, they're all away from you because you are the flowers. And this one fell first. Number 7, bouquet of flowers, an absolute indication of a long and happy life if children are near, which they are not. Okay. So we have an indication of a long and happy life. I want to say the thunder or the lightning came out first. Lightning denotes surprise. Disagreeable in accordance to distance. Well, you're pretty close to me there, so the surprise is going to be very lightly disagreeable, I would say. And then 51, the lion presages a sudden shock from bad news. Okay. So it seems to be lining up in that exact. You're supposed to have a long and happy life here. But, assumably, depending on your decisions, I would say before and after this change really goes through. You're supposed to have a long and happy life. However, this lightning denotes a surprise, and it's going to be mildly unhappy, which assumably is being brought by the Wheel of Fortune. I think I called that the world card before, but I'm sorry about that. So the Wheel of Fortune is bringing you a slightly unhappy surprise, which will end up bringing in your judgments. Then there will be a sudden shock, and you will be put back into this place. Put back into. So yeah. It looks like, I would suggest personally, an abundance of caution here in the near future. Keep creating. Do not stop creating, because abundance or not, creation is such a life force. There is no reason to not create. But keep creating. This change is coming. No matter what, this change is coming. And I feel like the steps you take while you're creating, and while this change is coming in, and while this change is going out, these are probably going to be your most important steps here, because this is probably going to indicate how this goes. Essentially, the fates are fickle sometimes, and what you want is for them not to spin you too hard, not to spin you in the wrong direction, so on and so forth. Because that wheel can spin you in any direction it chooses, right? Okay, well, ooey. My incense, by the way, guys, and this is why I tried to get more fire going, my incense totally went out right after I lit it. So, I don't mind. My jasmine has been going. That was what the stick was. The stick is jasmine. This one was the Nigga Chimpa. Oh no! I think my lighter's going out, guys. I have one of these in here and one of these in the bathroom, because I like my candles. I'm gonna be honest, anybody who knows me can tell you how much I like my candles. I like my candles so much that when my ex, my best friend, and myself was going through this haunted place, we were walking up to it and I couldn't keep the candle in my hand going, and my ex was scared, because you don't understand, when she plays with candles, those things keep going. They never stop. That just stopped several times. Oh man. Let me give us a little bit of oxygen, get it going some more. Well, I guess I got some good smell for my editing, guys, because, yeah, we're about to get out of here. And with that, guys, don't forget, doesn't matter who you are, I love you. Take care of each other, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video.